The typical process is that sometime around the age of 2, parents recognize that the child is not speaking. And that is the main thing. Um, I say parents, but it's not necessarily parents. A lot of times it's a grandmother who simply has more experience than the parent and is saying, look, something's wrong here. And the parents say, no, no, no. What do you know, grandma? But grandma's right. And sometimes it could be a early childhood worker or somebody like that who calls attention to it. But that is the typical process, actually. So it's not the regressive process. It's a process by which you have a child who um, seems to be developing in the right way, but you don't actually know so much. And then it's that thing. Well, where's speech? Where's language? Um, and that leads typically to intensive intervention, speech therapy from age 2, 3, 4, whenever the intervention is done. So in terms of what does it tell us, right? Um, at age 2, you cannot tell if this was genetic or something else. No, I don't think you can tell. The prevailing hypothesis is that autism is genetic. What they show is that um, it is correlated with a very, very large number of gene mutations, but the contribution of any of these mutations to the full population of people with autism, any mutation is very small. Now, how do you interpret that? There's a variety of ways to interpret that. You could say it's not, you need the involvement of a lot of different genes, perhaps. You could also interpret that and say autism is really not one thing. It's many, many, many different things. And we have some evidence of that in the sense that there are today, and this is a phenomenon that begins, maybe in the 1960s, but really takes off in the 2000s. There are today a lot of conditions that are defined by a mutation. They're not autism or mental retardation or something like that. They are defined as a mutation on this particular chromosome, on this particular area, a particular snap, or something like that. Those conditions often report as one of the symptoms autism, or a variety of symptoms that are similar to that. So you can ask yourself now if autism is one thing, or is kind of like, as I said, a matrix under which we brought together many, many different things. Now, some of those things are clearly genetic, but even if they're genetic, it doesn't mean that they cannot increase over time. There's a variety of factors that could do that. Increasing age of parents, for example, right? Increasing age of parents increases the likelihood of mutations. There's some evidence of that relationship. Increased age of fathers, more mutations, more autism diagnosis, or something like that. Um, I don't think it captures the whole phenomenon because, as I said, the whole phenomenon has to do with also diagnostic change. And there's definitely a lot of children who in the past would not have been diagnosed with autism, but due to diagnostic change are diagnosed with autism. So you were asking about the composition, I think, of the autism population and what are the causes for that. I think regressive autism is a very, very small portion of that. Now, what's the role of environmental pollution? I can't tell you. I don't know. Um, the story about gene what is called gene first conditions and their correlation with autism, they also could increase as a result of environmental pollution. That's quite possible. I don't think anybody knows the answer to that.
If you liked this video, check out the full interview. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Thanks for watching.